Hey, B-Siders. Welcome to another episode of Bravo for the B-Side. This is Jim.
And this is Danny.
And we are so thrilled to be doing another episode so that the last one wasn't a fluke.
Woo!
All of our time and effort hasn't been robbed from us.
We're really back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. As we're recording this, the other one's posted.
Excellent.
Everything works. So awesome.
Yes.
Yes. We have yet another movie that has been on our wait list.
Yeah. We wanted to cover this one. Actually, we were planning on covering this one as well before we stopped posting before.
Yeah, we even had interviews set up, and we're setting up with the rest of the cast. So, yeah, we had to pull the plug on that. And that is not a good feeling.
No, it was horrible.
But we're here, and I will see about getting them all back.
I mean, they might be willing to. I know at the very least, I'm sure David would.
Oh, yeah. You know, not just about this, but whatever else he's got going, be happy to talk about.
Do you want me to tell you about this movie?
I would like you to tell us what we're going to get into.
This movie is called I Am Rage. So, yeah.
Don't need to explain it.
Made in 2023, directed by our good friend David Ryan Keith, written by David Ryan Keith and Stephen Durham, starring Hanaj Bangbenz. I'm so sorry if I butchered that. Marta Svetek, Derek Nelson, Antonia Williams, and Luke Aquilina. It was not rated, but it would be R.
Easily.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or TVMA, depending on the service. Sometimes they label movies with TV ratings.
I find that confusing.
I do too. We'll do an episode on that maybe.
I should just do a whole episode about ratings.
Yeah. Get it right.
I mean, it would be interesting to like codify that into an episode because I think people are unclear about it sometimes.
I mean, we are.
I'm unclear about it.
We might do the episode and come away still unclear.
Right? Or maybe we do the episode and then everyone comes to us like asking about ratings.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't because I don't need that.
Here is the logline. An ancient cult embroiled in a sinister blood trade makes the deadly mistake of abducting a young woman with a violent, shocking past.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that's accurate.
So, yeah. Let's just jump into this. Before we do, I just want to note, we saw this in its like first raw cut.
We did, and I was delighted.
David sent us the screener. The music was way off. He found like all this YouTube music and shit to put in there to fill in the gaps and stuff. It wasn't color corrected. And we mentioned before for our comeback, I don't want to say first episode, but in our last episode, we mentioned how we meet all these people and we have all these connections. One of the things about David, our relationship with him was so great because he trusted us to take a look at this and give me notes.
Yeah.
Right. He sent us a script.
Did.
Wasn't even like spell checked. Right. He's like,
what do you think?
Have a read.
Yeah.
Because he knows we'll be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that we built that trust. So watching this, when it did get completed and then, we get the finished version, we'll talk more about this at the end, but you can see with the raw bit, you can see David.
Oh, yeah.
But then with the finished product, you're like, this is how good David is. Not just in getting this part done, but like all the way through.
Right.
Really good. Why don't I dive into this movie?
Let's do it.
All right. So we open with a woman applying lipstick, slipping on some gloves. Nice leather, dark ones. Very sinister. I dug that a lot.
Oh, yeah. It's just very moody.
Yeah.
These opening credits. Yeah.
And then we see that we're in a room and there's a man tied to a chair. I'm in. And then another figure in a mask comes in and goes over to a table, and laid out on it are some knives, and looking them over. Now the dude tied to the chair is not about the eye shopping
Right.
going on. And then when the masked figure starts touching him, like,
Yeah, it's not consensual torture.
no, no, it isn't. And then so the figure in the mask picks out a knife, walks over, cuts the guy free. Now, I was a little confused, but even more confused was the guy who is in the chair. He like gets it together real quick, and he lunges and takes the knife. The masked figure backs up, removes the mask, and it's the woman who was putting on lipstick and the gloves. And then she very calmly and coolly starts after the guy. And then another masked figure comes in, but doesn't help, just kind of like taking a look. So this woman disarms the captive, handily beats him to the ground. She grabs the captive by the hair and then shouts to the other masked figure, "Bucket now!" Bucket comes, and then she just slits the guy's throat and just starts emptying him into the bucket. It's pretty brutal.
It is. And the fight was excellent.
It was, yes. We'll come back around. So then a guy in a doctor's smock comes in and says, "I wish you would stop making such a mess. It's a waste of good product." And then the woman answers, "What would be the fun in that?" And then shoves the blood-filled bucket into his arms, and it splashes.
Yeah.
So then we cut to a woman sleeping. There's a door behind her. Some men open up the door, come charging in, and then suddenly there's a quick flash to her covered in blood and screaming.
Mm-hmm.
Like, lost your mind kind of screaming. And then hard cut. It's her standing in front of a mirror, and she reaches for a bottle of pills. Later, there's a knock at the door. A fellow is there. Appears to be her boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
He's picking her up to go camping. Sounds like they're going to camp like one night and then go see his parents. So it must be meet the parents' time in the relationship.
Right.
We'll come back to that. And then we learn his brother is also coming. And then we learn his brother is bringing his girlfriend as well. And she's not terribly happy about it. So to calm her, he also says his sister's coming.
Yeah. Helpful.
Yeah. All of this, Anyway, they get in the car. She's very reluctant, but seems like, okay, maybe I can weather this.
Right. She almost seems like she's kind of forcing herself to do it.
I mean, yeah. At first glance, she definitely has that air of like when people are like, I got to get out more, or
Right.
I got to do something. I got to engage with the world more. And you can just see the distaste in their face at the whole situation.
Yeah.
But you see that determination back behind their eyes. Like, I'm going to do this. God damn it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to be social. I'm going to be kind. And then I'm going to come home and hovel for another month.
Right.
Go out again kind of thing.
So they're driving through the woods on this little path, and there's a woman laying in the middle of the dirt road. The main girl gets out of the car, goes to check on her, while the guy calls out Michael. He's calling out presumably his brother.
I mean, that would be my presumption.
Yeah. We learned his name is Adam. The girl in the middle of the road, who's blonde, was faking. It's like this little practical joke.
Yeah.
So the main girl, who I'm going to call Brunette for now, punches her because she's like shocked. This girl turns around and is like, ah.
Point of clarification.
Mm-hmm.
She's blonde, but she's not the woman from I don't think I mentioned that. But
Oh, right. She's not the evil woman.
Yes.
Um, the brother shows up, Michael shows up, and they're all kind of, chatting about this. But the main girl, who we learn is Erin,
Mhm.
was just going sort of wild about this whole situation.
Oh, yeah.
And she ends up running off. Adam chases her. Adam's the guy who's her boyfriend. And he asked her what happened. And she is just like, I don't know. I just, lost it for a minute. She has that pill bottle from earlier, and he asked her what it's for, and she doesn't really want to talk about it. So then he's back to smiling and laughing. He's very charming, this guy. And he says, oh, I should have known my brother would have pulled something stupid like this. And he ends up going back. He leaves her there briefly. So that night, they're all around the fire. Erin apologizes, and the blonde girl also apologizes. And the blonde girl asks Erin if she's famous because she looks familiar.
Right.
And Erin's like, oh, no, I just have one of those faces. Michael, the brother, says that she's interesting. And during this conversation, which I didn't fully document the conversation, but Michael says Adam is the boring one. And he and the blonde girl go to bed. Erin and Adam have the short little conversation. And we learn, what I took from this is their relationship is new. They don't know each other very well.
Right.
She still seems a little on the fence about him.
Yeah. Well, she says it verbatim.
Yeah.
I barely know you.
Yeah. I think at some point they mentioned they've been dating for 3 months.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So it is pretty new. And 3 months isn't always, it's different for every relationship, but the meet the parents time, 3 months is a little early-ish.
Yeah.
Unless you're one of those people who just introduces everyone to your parents.
That would be creepy. There's something wrong with that person.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I would think their parents would step up and say, stop.
Please stop.
At least 6 months.
Right? So the next day they're pulling up to the house. And there's a lot of talk about the boys' parents being rich. And this first house they pull up to is not actually the house proper.
Right.
It's like a gatehouse or something.
I call it the gardener's house or the yard guy's house.
Right.
Somebody who works on the estate lives in it.
Right.
Because it wasn't actually like a gate or anything nearby.
Right. But the boys go in and kind of check in with him. They come back out. They leave. That guy radios ahead to the main house. And they get up to the house. And it's this big, beautiful red country estate, gorgeous mansion place. And they're all kind of piling out of the car and stuff. And Adam turns to Erin and says that his parents are going to love her.
Yeah.
So they go inside, and there's a lot of very weird conversation at this point happening. A lot of little comments that are just very strange. Like Adam saying his parent, Erin's looking at a deer head on the wall.
Oh, yeah.
And Erin says that his parents live by the hunt. They only eat what they kill.
Right.
And I'm like, if I were her, I'd be like, that's weird. That's a weird thing that you said, right?
Well, I mean, in any condition, that would be weird. That's
Even
just
if it's true.
It's an odd opener.
It's a weird thing to say.
Right. But when you pull up to a house like this,
mm-hmm.
and it kind of reminded, every time we watch it and they're going through the whole drive from one house to the next, I always think of Quickly Down Under,
Sure.
When are we going to get there? Oh, you've been on his land the last 3 days. This place is massive.
Right.
You don't get a place like this just because you hunt and eat your own food. So, yeah, it just didn't quite.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So they go into this room, and Michael and the blonde girl have this horn. And there is a custom to announce their arrival by blowing the horn.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of talk about traditions.
Mm-hmm.
They have all these traditions. So Erin blows the horn, and then mom and dad come in. They greet the boys. Dad's very gregarious. He talks a lot. Mom's very quiet.
Yeah. She's a looker, not like, ooh, she's
She's a
pretty.
watcher.
Yeah. I don't think she's even watching. She's just looking.
Yeah.
She has looks. And I love this woman, this
She's
actor.
very creepy.
Just every time it's a slightly different look. And there's not like really any story behind it, but it's uncomfortable as hell.
It is.
Every time. And when we rewatched it for this, I'm like, she's fucking awesome, but she's still creepy as shit, even though I know what's going on.
Right. So Adam asks where Margaret is. We presume that's the sister.
Right.
And dad says something about how, she likes to make an entrance. And it's just like this whole conversation is super awkward. I learned that the blonde girl's name is Sarah.
Yes.
And Erin is super weirded out by all this, but Sarah, strangely, does not seem all that weirded out.
No.
She's just like, this is fine.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. And there's like conversation before about Sarah having just met Michael, So maybe she's just sort of a leaf on the wind kind of gal.
I kind of got the idea she was a bit of a free spirit.
Yeah.
That's fine. We'll go meet your parents, whatever.
Yeah.
Cool. So then we cut to a field somewhere. There's a man smoking a cigar, walking along, followed by two masked men. He walks over to a picnic table that's been set up in the woods and sits down. And on the table is a rifle, long-range rifle, on a tripod. So then we cut. Way off in the distance is a man who's tied between two trees.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get a lot of time to absorb this.
Right.
And to noodle it, because the guy leans into the rifle, looks through the scope, takes a shot. He's like, high and to the right, because he missed the guy. So he makes a quick adjustment. Then he calls out, left shoulder, fires. And the poor tied up dude gets hit in the shoulder. Then the guy who's shooting says, right wrist. Ends up shooting the rope.
Right.
So the poor tied up dude, just like the guy in the basement, suddenly, moment of clarity, unties his other hand.
Yeah.
And sprints into the woods. And then the rifle guy says, looks like we've got a runner. And then he suits up as a wild safari hunter.
Yeah.
He's got the vest, he's got the hat, he's got the necklace with teeth and claws. And he's got his big rifle and his sidearm to pursue this fella. So then we go back to the house, and the ladies...
It's still weird. The
ladies learn they'll be sharing a room. Just, tradition. Well, not tradition, but
they're old fashioned.
They're old fashioned. Yeah. So they're not going to be able to stay with their bows. And I use that word because that's how they kind of come across. Family. Oh, it's a bow. Erin looks outside and sees Michael and the yard guy talking with Dad, and Michael is holding one of their suitcases.
Yeah.
The lady's suitcases. I can't remember if it was hers. I think it was hers or Sarah's.
I don't know whose was whose.
And then she has this flashback while she's staring out. Just really quick. Just, stuff. Real fast across the screen. And then Sarah snaps her out of it. So they chat for a bit. Nothing great. Then Sarah says she remembers who Erin is. She's like, you're that girl who was adopted.
Abducted.
Abducted. Yeah, why did I put adopted? Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe it spell checked me. Was abducted. And then I read about you in the paper. And Erin just was like, stop. Sarah does. Kudos to her. So she's not like, a bitch. I just want to take a pause for a second.
Okay.
A lot of times, so we have in movies, right? It's just like we have the Scooby Gang and then we have the bad guys,
Mhm.
right? David has always inserted like just this real bitch into the Scooby Gang to kind of like level them out a bit so they're not all
Yeah.
right.
I suppose you're right.
Because you remember with Redwood Massacre,
Yeah.
I'm like, I hope she's first to fucking die. That one, she was just such a bitch. Oh my God. And she wasn't the first one to die. But anyway, but Sarah is actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Right? She is genuinely, she's like, hey, if you ever want to talk, I'll listen. And I'm like, God, she really does. The leaf in the wind. She's not a bad person. The joke notwithstanding, maybe, Michael talked her into it, or she's just like, yeah, whatever, cool. It would be fun. So anyway, and Erin just kind of gives her a look like, I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
So outside in the woods, we are back with our hunter, and he is tracking his prey, finding a blood trail. And I love the fact that he just like licks it.
Yeah.
And I did have a thought. I'm like, what was this guy's childhood? What were his defining life moments? Simply because you just shot a guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's running through the woods. You're following him.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need to taste the blood? What could possibly be bleeding out there other than him?
But this guy, he's like anyone who's ever seen the movie The Good Son. If spoilers ahead, if Macaulay Culkin's character in that movie had lived, he'd grow up to be this guy.
Yeah. I always looked at this guy as like David Hasselhoff's evil twin. Well, because David Hasselhoff was like this oozy, almost bordering on smarmy, macho, exuding,
Sure.
I'm a man.
Yeah.
And so is this guy.
That's true.
Right? Only, Hasselhoff didn't run around Baywatch killing people. So, hence, evil twin. They don't look alike. But anyway. So, as they're walking through, they end up in some kind of a makeshift building. And
this whole woods, as they're kind of going through it, from where he was, where he's running through, it is set up like this sort of like a paintball.
I was just going to say, it reminded me of like a paintball thing.
Right. There are little buildings. There are like things to hide behind. There's like barrels and boxes.
Some buildings are complete. Right. Some are like 3 sides. Some are just, 2 sides.
Yeah.
Making a corner kind of thing.
Yeah. It's like a hunting playground.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, he's going through, the guy who got shot jumps out and surprises the hunter, gets the rifle out of his hands. Then a fight ensues. The hunter, again, doesn't have a problem putting him on the ground, and then slits his throat. That's 2.
2 kills.
2 kills. We're like 25 minutes into this movie.
Yeah.
And we've had 2 very good throat slits. So, sold. And of course, walks away. And he just kind of, I guess that's going to be a closed casket. As he's chewing on his cigar. And I only make fun of that because I've tried smoking cigars. I fucking hate them. And I don't know how anybody could take that big, fat fucking sock full of leaves and branches and hold it in their mouth. And, their teeth are like 4 inches apart. And just gnaw on that all day.
Yeah, I don't super understand this whole cigar thing either.
But, power to them.
Sure.
I'm just not going to do it. So we're back at the house.
Yeah, you talk about this one.
Sarah has got her headphones in, and she's in a bath. And I love the bathtub. It's an old-fashioned tub, freestanding, very big.
Yeah.
It's the kind of thing that you can almost like, strap yourself to each side and do strokes in,
Yeah,
hold you in
just
place.
like swim.
Yeah. So she's sitting there. Then the camera cuts and we see her shoulders down to where the studs, actually, no, we didn't even get that far. The camera cuts before we see anything. Point that we'll make later. And then these fingers start coming down her shoulders, and she's like, oh, However, as the viewer, instantly you're like, oh, it's one of those. But then you're thinking, those don't look like manly hands.
Well, it showed who it was before it showed the hands.
Yeah, but it's just weird.
Okay.
It's just weird. So it's she starts rubbing her shoulders, and then she starts playing with her hair, and then starts pulling it. At first, Sarah's like, oh, and then she turns around and sees that it's Mom.
Yeah.
And Mom says, don't be late for dinner, and then leaves. And then there's this wide shot with Sarah in the tub, smack in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
And her face is 100 different kinds of, what the ever-loving fuck was that?
Right?
What just happened? And as we move into the next scene, folks, I'm going to tell you, the creepiness from what you just saw does not go away.
It does not.
It lingers for a bit. So we cut to Erin, who's alone in her room, and she's looking at her pills.
Mm-hmm.
And then we cut to she's exploring the house. She walks into her room. There's a lot of pictures there. And one of them looks like an old-timey photo, like when you go to go to Tombstone and you dress up as a cowboy and they give you the sepia photos and stuff. And in the picture, it looks like Adam, Michael, and Dad. Roughly 1800s. They weren't in cowboy outfits, but they were in that.
Right.
Right. So then Adam comes in and says, oh, yeah, those are my ancestors. They settled this land in 1838. And then they start to make out. Adam gets a little too into it.
Yeah.
And Erin freaks out and knocks his ass across the room onto the couch. And I don't mean just shoves, he stumbles and trips. This was She-Hulk
launches
level.
Him.
Hell yeah. I don't think his heels hit the ground until he hit the couch.
Yeah.
And then she walks off. And I remember watching this the first time, and it's the same thing every time. My first thought is, this is a woman who is just not ready for a relationship right now.
I know. It's very true. It's very clear that she does not need to be in a relationship of any kind.
Yeah.
For a little while.
I feel like she needs some me time.
Yeah.
And needs to unpack a lot of stuff, which is fine. But it also doesn't help that, she's got this guy, Adam. It seems like he's fairly nice, but then he's cruising at 40%. And then all of a sudden he's 110.
Right.
Dude, read the room. Right? Okay. Then we are out in the garage and Adam is going through her luggage.
Yeah. And the girls, I want to make it clear, the girls have asked for their luggage.
Yes.
Prior to this point, and they've been just sort of brushed off.
Right. Ignored.
Yeah.
He finds one of her pill bottles, takes it. Inside, Sarah and Erin are telling Dad that they need their bags.
Yeah.
That seems appropriate. He assures them the bags will be in their rooms after dinner. No explanation. Just weird. This is a weird family. Sarah whispers to Erin, heads up, Mother is a fucking lunatic. That just came out of nowhere.
I love Sarah.
That was awesome. So they go into the dining room. Creepy Mom is already there with another look. And I can't stress this enough. This woman during filming did not give the same look twice. It's a new bag of tricks every time they even if they show somebody talking and come back to her, something different. She's just got a different, whether it's an eye or a lip or something. She has just creeps me out.
What's funny, because she doesn't say very much throughout the entire film. She doesn't say a whole lot,
Right.
but she speaks with her eyes.
She does. She is hands down the most unsettling character.
Yeah.
All right, now I lost my spot. Okay, so they go in go into the dining room. Creepy mom's there. They all sit down. Mom says they will start with the traditional drink. Now, knowing David, knowing horror, right?
Oh, yeah.
Any horror fan knows, oh, this is where shit's about to
Yes.
go south of the border here. Oh, no. So Dad walks around pouring drinks. Some prattling on by him, doesn't, and then Mom says a toast. Erin and Sarah drink. Everyone else puts their glasses down, at which point I thought, even if they had noticed, their only recourse would be to try to immediately induce vomiting.
Right.
But I don't think that would have been a viable option anyway.
Probably not.
So they didn't catch that bit. Sarah's like, oh, what the fuck did you give me? This is disgusting.
Gross.
And then as they're holding the glasses, everyone else is down and their hands are away from their glasses. And Erin does ask, why aren't they drinking?
At which point.
And then everyone starts to laugh.
Yeah.
Except for Erin and Sarah. And it doesn't take long for the drink to take effect. They're, things are shimmery and everything. Michael just walks up, kneels down by Sarah, and says he's going to enjoy watching her bleed.
I know.
And she's just looking at him like,
what?
Erin, trooper that she is, tries to stumble away. She does not get far.
Right. Well, it looks like Erin has a little bit of a higher tolerance or something like than Sarah does, because Sarah's basically immediately like, ugh.
Well, so before you go into the next bit, something I noticed neither one of us did was talk about the watch.
Oh, I have it in my notes.
Oh, because up to this, well, do you want me to let you do it then?
Sure.
Okay.
I don't have anything about it in here, but periodically throughout this film, Erin's watch has been going off at intervals as a reminder for her pills, which she has looked at every time her watch goes off, but she has not taken any of them.
The pills are not every 4 hours kind of alarm.
Right.
Thing. It's a watch that's like a Fitbit, could be an Apple Watch, whatever. Anything that monitors her body. Yeah. Her breathing is what she specifically said. Because when they had the argument in the woods, and she told him to, fuck off somewhere else. She was like, trying to get her breathing under control, trying to keep herself powered down, basically. Right. So at this point, as we are going towards the end of this, drug thing through their eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So everything goes black. Erin wakes up to see the boys peeling some skin off of Sarah's arm. Both the girls are tied up in chairs. And they are like peeling a little rectangle of skin off of Sarah's arm.
With a razor.
Yeah.
They're like cutting a little, pulling.
Right.
Cutting, pulling. Very unpleasant looking.
Yeah. And there's some tubes kind of like coming out of her with blood, and there's buckets. It's like draining into the buckets. And Adam tells Erin he's glad she's awake. And he explains, while they're still torturing Sarah, that they harvest adrenochrome from people. And the way to do that is to inflict pain so that you spike adrenaline.
Yeah.
And Erin doesn't seem to care at all about his little speech. She just says, I'm going to kill you all. And like fairly emotionlessly.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
She gets laughed at.
Yeah. We cut to a car pulling up the drive, and Mom and Dad look nervous. It's Lipstick Woman, who is Margaret. And apparently, Margaret's the one in charge. So back in the basement with the girls, Michael gets a radio call to bring up a sample for a client who is the hunter guy.
Yeah, Mr. Wilson,
Mm-hmm.
I think they named him.
Right. And then Adam turns to Erin while Michael heads off and says, let's get your adrenaline up. And she says, well, you shouldn't do that because of my condition. And he is unconcerned. At which point her watch goes off and she rips the whole arm of the chair off of the chair.
Yeah.
She's taped to it, right? They're not rope bound to these chairs. They're like
Duct taped. Yeah.
And her arm just like pulls the whole arm of this wooden chair off. And then she proceeds to just kick his ass. After he's on the ground, she looks at her pill bottles. She even like pulls one out.
Yeah.
And considers taking it, but does not.
Drops it on the ground.
Yep. Then she goes to Sarah and unties her. We jump to the hunting guy, Mr. Wilson. I just call him the hunting guy, like for the whole thing.
I mostly, when I settled on the hunter,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to give it away with, the hunter, because we didn't know he was the hunter.
Right.
When you first saw it. But yeah, I use the hunter, but I occasionally use Mr. Wilson. Try to mix it up a little bit.
Margaret is there, and he's talking about how he's been delighted with his stay. And they're working out a deal for him to buy the blood that they harvest from people. And he calls it the elixir of life,
mm-hmm.
the fountain of youth. And so you can kind of infer that all these people drink this stuff and it keeps them looking young for quite a long time. It's not like vampires.
No. Well, it's that myth.
Right.
Of, it's like Silicon Valley, the blood boy. Fear and Loathing, when they have that little bit in the hotel room about the adrenochrome and stuff. And, the guy said, you take this, it'll do all this and stuff. But also, make you live longer and all this bullshit. Yeah.
Anyway, he tries the blood and he's like, I'll take it all. At which point, Mom, who's been kind of in the background of this conversation between Margaret and the hunter, turns to Michael, who's brought the cup up for him to try, and says, check on Adam. She's got a bad feeling.
Mm-hmm.
We cut back to the girls who are like putting on clothes. When Michael comes in and finds Adam on the ground. At which point Erin's watch very inconveniently goes off.
Oh, yeah.
And alerts Michael to where they are. So he rushes off to find them, and we get this little bit of a cat and mouse game.
Mm-hmm.
Until Sarah fakes him out. And then Michael and Erin start fighting because Erin comes up from behind.
Yeah.
And the choreography that hasn't been mentioned a lot up to this point is really nice.
Yeah.
There is a lot of effort that goes into the choreography and the camera movements to marry up to it.
Mm-hmm.
And it is excellent.
Yes. Very satisfying.
Yes. The fight ends with Erin cutting his jugular open and pushing a locker on top of him.
Final touch.
Yeah. And while the girls are escaping, they hear the screams of like some other people being held.
Oh yeah, and this so this is all taking place in like
the basement.
It's a big basement. It's
very large. It's like a compound kind of.
Yeah, it's like an underground compound that they built for their stuff over time, I'm imagining.
Right.
Because it's not like
it's bunkery.
Yeah. We couldn't pull it off here.
No, we don't have enough basement.
No. So
we can't operate a blood harvesting organization.
That's the whole fucking point of the movie. Anyway. So Erin runs off to go find out who these people are. Outside, Mom tells Dad that something is not right. Go check on the boys. Then we see a bunch of people in the distance running through the woods, right? And this is beautiful because there's a quick shot of our favorite bald Scotsman, Liam Matheson. And the first time we saw it, we're like, Liam! Wait, was that Liam? So we went back. We're like, Liam! Always a treat. He's like everywhere. Margaret then tells the hunter, Mr. Wilson, to feel free to shoot them all. It's a bonus.
Yeah, she acts like they did this all for his benefit, but she's like pissed.
Yeah, she's furious. And he's just like, I'm on it.
He's like, all right.
Yep. Some masked men start with him and off he goes. And then Margaret turns around and rips into Mom. You can tell that, Margaret is a go-getter. She is a type A fucking psycho. She's all power. So then we get to Dad. He goes down below, finds Michael's body. Adam then wakes up, tells Dad that Erin isn't human. Dad makes him drink some blood, Sarah's. Upstairs, Margaret and Mom have come into the house. Margaret goes up and belts Mom. Dad comes up to tell them Michael is dead and that the girls are free. Margaret loses her fucking mind. And you can see she is just, this fucking family.
Yes.
Erin and Sarah have made it to the yard worker's house. So we're getting towards the edge of the property. He's there. Erin knocks him out. Then we cut a little bit later. He's tied to a chair. He tells them they have no idea who they're fucking with. And Erin tells him about Michael and then says they haven't met, or he says they haven't met Margaret yet. And I love that line. It's perfect because she has been introduced to us just enough to make that line 100% true. This isn't bravado. This isn't desperation.
Right.
It's like, you don't know what you're fucking up against.
Well, Erin as well, she's like, they've never met me.
Yeah. She holds a knife to his throat. We hear Adam over the walkie-talkie. She grabs the walkie-talkie, puts a knife to the yard guy's throat, and says, answer, but don't fuck around, or you're going to get it. He answers. Adam says he's needed at the playground. Erin threatens him. I'm not going to say the threat, but he pisses he pisses himself in the chair. Big old puddle of piss hitting the floor. And then she knocks him out. Sarah and Erin leave. Erin walks around and starts walking around the outside. And Margaret jumps out. And then Adam is behind her with Sarah. He's got her captive. Margaret knocks Erin out. And what can you do, right?
I mean, pretty quickly.
Yeah. So later they're back in the basement. Family is looking at Erin's information on a laptop. Somebody did some deep dive digging. So here's her story. Erin was abducted at 4 and subjected to the most heinous, horrible shit for 15 years. Dad's not really concerned about that.
Yeah.
Dad is more concerned about the circumstances of her escape. And of course, everyone's looking at him like, what are you talking about? And then he, brings up a picture. And
these are pretty cool pictures.
I'm going to leave it. Not going to describe it. You guys got to see it. You'll enjoy it.
It's wild.
You see why Dad's concerned.
Yeah.
Because all this shit in the pictures happened by her.
Right.
She did these things. So he tells Margaret and Adam they need to be careful. At this point, to say Erin has anger issues is a huge understatement. Then we see Erin on a table. They've drained some of her blood, and they go on about her adrenaline is just off the charts.
Right.
Right. And later, Erin wakes up again, tied to a chair again. Sarah is behind her. They're back to back. Outside, Margaret is with Mr. Wilson. She's selling him on Erin's blood. Margaret says they'll be hunting Erin, and she wants her to suffer. Mr. Wilson is fully on board.
Can I back up just a second?
Back up a second.
When they're talking to the white coat guy about Erin's adrenaline levels, Margaret goes to drink Erin's blood to try it. But the guy in the white coat says, do not do that. It will need to be diluted.
Yeah, it'll kill you.
Yeah.
You have a heart attack.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Go on.
Why, thank you. No, good point. Good point. See, Wilson's on board. He's not too keen on Sarah, though. Says she looks kind of damaged. Standards, right?
Yeah.
Margaret says if he kills the girls, his fee is forgiven.
Mm-hmm.
If she kills the girls first, he hands over a blank check. She cuts Erin and Sarah free and sends them into the woods. And Mr. Wilson is all in. So they're running. Everybody's out there. It's not just him. It's Dad and Adam. They find some of the runners first who are trying to hide. Mr. Wilson takes one down. Dad, with a bow, takes down another, which I thought was kind of nice.
I like the bow.
Yeah, he's a traditionalist, I guess.
Yeah. Classical.
And then Mr. Wilson sights Erin and starts to shoot at her. She hides behind some barrels. He's out of ammo, so he switches to a handgun. And, Erin is walking towards him and puts the handgun away. Wants to do it by hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. They fight. The choreography, again, is really good. However, Mr. Wilson isn't MMA material. He has a lot of snarky shit to say.
He's a hunter. He's not a wrestler.
Yeah, he's the evil Hasselhoff twin. He's manly, but she's more manly because she whooped his ass and ends up breaking his neck.
Mm-hmm. Adam, meanwhile, is cleaning up a lot of the running victims.
Yeah.
And Dad starts stalking Sarah. There's like a lot of jumping around here.
Mm-hmm.
Erin starts taking out some masked people, and there's quite a few masked people running around here.
Yes.
Dad is distracted by the gunfire of this, all that going on. And Sarah takes advantage of a moment where he's distracted to stab him with an arrow that she picked up from Bonnie.
Yes.
Adam comes and finds Dad and is shaken by this turn of events.
Yes.
And then finds Sarah. And when he goes to shoot her, his clip is empty. So he starts just beating her, and he's like really taking his time about it, long enough for Erin to see and come to her rescue.
Yeah, to hear her.
Yeah. So she and Adam fight, and I'm not going to give away how that fight ends, but she kills Adam. But it's cool enough that you should wait and see it.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it already.
Absolutely.
Margaret interrupts Erin's victorious moment by killing Sarah.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate.
Well, kind of a bitch way of doing it too.
A little bit. Yeah.
I thought,
I mean, you're like traditionalists, you're hunters. Yeah. That's just petty.
I thought it the first time, and I thought it again when we watched it this time. I expected better from you.
It's petty.
Yeah, and that was kind of petty. You're this
below you,
hard brass bitch.
Adam.
It's just like, I'm sitting here watching. I'm waiting for more Margaret.
Yeah.
Right. Once I got a taste of, holy shit, Tweedledee and Tweedledum, and the mother. With the looks, intriguing as she was, I wanted more Margaret.
Yeah.
Every time she came on, I'm like, yeah, let's see it. See, I will just say, I'm not saying this is a thing with the writing or anything, but as an individual, I'm
Mhm.
disappointed in Margaret for taking such a fucking pussy way out of this situation. I expected more.
Shame on you, Margaret.
Yeah. Anyway.
So the two circle and start fighting. And this fight is like the crown of the choreography of the
Yes.
film. And super fun to watch.
Mhm.
And at one point, Margaret kind of forgets herself and she takes a bite out of Erin.
Oh, yeah.
And so she feels amazing. But we were forewarned about this.
Mm-hmm.
So she's got the power running through her. Very briefly, she's, kicking ass a little bit. But after a little bit, she starts clutching at her heart.
Yeah.
And Erin gives a little speech about pain. She says, "You think you know pain? I've lived with it my whole life." And Margaret dies with a pretty amazing blood sploosh.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Erin grabs a gun, returns to the house. Mom is there with some glasses for some reason. I'm not sure why.
I think she was expecting to, have everyone come back victorious and everyone have a little drink.
Oh, sure. Erin kills her without a whole lot of preamble.
Nope.
And at this point, I'm like, well, she's killed everyone there now, so this is her house now, right? I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
I mean, I think it should. I would.
Right?
If I had to go through all that and I ended up wiping them all out, hell yeah, that house is mine. Try and take it from me.
Yeah, they're all
I
dead.
dare you.
And the gay guy said there's nothing for 100 miles, so like, who's going to come and stop her?
Yeah, except, tax time. Someone's going to have to do something.
Yeah, I mean, anyway. So she finds a car and drives off. Gate guy is on the road. And he thinks he's got her.
Yeah.
Dead to rights. He's like, on the radio, "I've got her, guys. Hold on, Erin. Just stay there. I've got her. What do you want me to do?" And there's no answer.
Nope. Silence.
Mm-hmm. She did tell him she would kill him if she saw him again.
Yes.
And she does kill him.
She does.
End of film. Let's get into this.
Let's get into it. So I want to start out by saying David has always wanted to do an action thriller, action horror.
Yes.
And that's why we have I Am Rage. And it rocks.
It does.
When he explained to us what it was before he sent it to us, we were just so happy.
Oh, I'm so happy for him.
Yeah.
David's a big fan of action movies.
Yeah.
I like Jean-Claude Van Damme, the Bruce Lee movies,
just fist to face.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, it hits all the marks.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of things I want to point out quick. So like the drive scene to the house, a couple other shots of like the woods and stuff. David has a signature style. His overhead shots, the drone shots, are magnificent.
They're perfect.
You can pick them out. If you showed me a dozen, like, that's David's.
Oh yeah.
He also has a very consistent style of cinematography. A lot of that is here, but because this is a different kind of movie, he's diverged from that. Because when you have action, you have to shoot it differently.
Yes.
Than just, someone creeping and then someone killing or someone running and screaming,
mm-hmm.
But the difference between this and then the rough cut that we saw is very little. There's a few things that were,
it's all minor finishing touchy kind of stuff.
Right. Um, anyway, I don't want to speak out of turn. There's a few things that were cut out that, could go into a blooper reel. Um, but it's cool having seen that and then seeing the finished product, how seamless, right?
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of that has to do with the way he shoots. So I guess my big takeaway from this is look at the cinematography, see some of David's other movies, see the straight horror, Redwood Massacre, even go back to Attack of the Herbals. Right. And when we covered that, and David talked freely about it, Liam talked freely about it, Paul talked freely, everyone talked freely about it.
Yeah.
What a clusterfuck of a production that was until Lorraine stepped in, who was his then girlfriend, later became his wife, and kind of got their shit together for them.
Yeah.
But even with that, his eye and his way of doing things and capturing what he wants is magnificent. Magnificent. Yes. I mean, we just can't, go on enough about that. So that's my big takeaway is observe, take notes, watch a particular thing over and over and over, rewind it, watch that 2 minutes or whatever. Even with action, there's movement, a lot of movement of the characters.
There is. There's a lot of points in my notes, and I know you like to wait till after we've gone through the beats of the movie to discuss it, but there is a lot, like several parts in my notes where I'm like, the fluidity of the camera movement is really doing it for me.
Oh, same with mine, the drone shots, the this and that, how this looks very David, even though David has the talent of giving us movement and motion without doing like weird shots and crazy shit.
Well, it all feels very organic and natural.
Yes. And the faster movements here with actual movement still feels organic and natural.
Everywhere the camera moves, everywhere it goes, everywhere it points to is where your eye wants to go naturally for the shot.
Right.
And it's just really masterfully done.
The actors, all magnificent.
Oh, yeah. They all do a good job. I mean, in a film like this, you're going to have a couple of like cheesy-ish characters. Like the hunter guy was a little cheesy, but he's having a blast. He's doing a great job of it. Mm-hmm. Right?
They brought it.
Yeah.
And I most of that is the talent of the actor. We've gone into that.
Mm-hmm.
But even the most talented of actors can fall flat on their face if their director is shit. And David is, well, like all the people we've talked to, right? All the people that we're connected to, they're all just so fucking good.
They are.
They really are. I love Liam so much. I love that he finds his way into the movies. He was in Redwood Massacre 2, Redwood Massacre Annihilation. Mm-hmm. First, he was the subject of some photos they find on a digital camera.
Right.
Right. And then he was the voice when they call out, hey,
right.
Like, I'll be right there, kind of thing. It's just a wonderful thing. And he's just so delightful.
He is. He's a lovely, lovely person.
But and his dedication to all this, to show up to just sprint through the woods as an escapee. I mean,
you have to love it, right? And we've said that before. You have to love it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to love the art of filmmaking. You have to love the art of storytelling. You have to love the 10, 12-hour days.
Yes.
Where you sit around and wait for everything to be set up before you can hop on and do your thing for 5 minutes, maybe.
Well, yeah, because it's independent film. There's also a truncated shooting time, especially like when you're in a location like this. It was a very short period of time. They had to knock a lot of stuff out.
Yes.
And the other thing about indie film is Liam is doing a voiceover. He is running through the woods. Mm-hmm. He is, tell me what to do. We'll take some pictures and, that fills that part. Independent film, you're doing more than one thing. Now, David has reached a level where you can see through the credits, right? There's a crew. It's a very, Attack of the Herbals was funny and delightful and good, but it was an indie film, and you can still see the little points where everyone's doing different.
Everything.
Yeah, everything. A little bit less. But David still does color correction and editing.
Oh, yeah.
He is like right on that. And it shows. I mean, it's his brand.
It is.
These things are his brand. The finished product is just so much fun.
Oh, 100%. It's a blast watching this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I have any other points to bring up for it.
Well, I mean, there's the choreography.
Yeah.
Right. Nothing like this has existed in his films.
And he's never done action films.
Right.
Right.
And hopefully we'll get to talk to him so he can address this a little more. But, you don't need to be an experienced filmmaker to know the difference between a creepy dude in the woods horror movie,
mm-hmm.
right? With, occasionally they run, but usually it's just like showing up and, blood and sounds and screams. But when you're doing like fighting,
right,
full out fighting, the choreography, the practice, the rehearsal to get those things down. And we know this from all kinds of films, right? Everything from Bruce Lee to Jackie Chan.
And doing it safely.
Actors are paramount in that
mm-hmm.
respect. To, not only make it look real, but how many times you have to do it. And you have to love it as an actor.
Oh, yeah.
I know they put in some time and some takes.
I am friends with David on socials, and he posts a lot of little behind the scenes clips and stuff. And I just delight in watching them all the time. And when they were making this, there weren't a lot because he was keeping a lot of it very quiet, but there were a lot of very good little outtakes of after the choreography or trying to nail a move or, all these little things. And it was just, you could tell how much work went into it.
Yeah.
And the finished product, you can tell how much work went into it.
If you go to YouTube and look up Clear Focus Movies, some of those videos
mm-hmm.
are on there. And they're a delight. I also, of course, if this did happen, he could choose just not to post it, so we'd never know. But I mean, these actors look like they're just in it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And, they're laughing and it's hard, it, but you just can get the sense that they feel good about what's going on and they're into it.
Set.
And yeah, it's a good set. And that's super important.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about, like we just mentioned, early on, he was doing everything. Liam, famously described himself as Lorraine's bitch. He would do everything from running to get coffee to setting up shots and just everything. Independent film, that's what you do. B movies, slightly higher budgets, union crews, at least here in the States.
Right.
But
still a similar-ish.
It is very similar because everyone has to kind of,
fill in,
bring your A game
mm-hmm.
and then throw some other letters on there too. Because there's, we just got to get shit done. We have a budget
mm-hmm.
and it's pretty big, but it's for like the nitty gritty to get this thing done. We don't have time for extra bullshit.
Right.
We don't have time for delays. So, someone pukes and you're near a mop, pick up that fucking mop and mop it up. I don't care if you're the janitor or not. If you're the someone just do it, please, so we can get going.
Yeah.
Right. And, they mostly jump in. But independent film is where you have to.
Well, there isn't any other choice. You either do it or the movie doesn't get made.
Right. Variables. I was watching this. I was thinking, God, what would have happened if Erin had to tap out, right? At some point in the
Okay.
production, or even like just before shooting began. She's the central character. That's a problem for anyone, anywhere. In an A-list in Hollywood, big productions, you have 15 people deep who can take this part.
Right.
They've got it in their casting. Everyone has it in their head. Something happens because it's a reality.
Mm-hmm.
Something happens, I'm going to wheel this in. And depending at what point in the motion picture, what do you do? Unlike Ed Wood, who replaced, because Bela Lugosi died,
Yes.
hired a guy who was like a foot and a half taller.
Right.
Walked around with his Dracula cape over his face like we wouldn't notice.
And we didn't. It was perfect and flawless.
Yeah. I mean, I had to read about it to
Yeah.
know the difference.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But in independent film, it's harder. It's way harder. David has had a pretty mean budget to get some of this stuff done. But even then, what happens if somebody has to drop out, especially after all that work? Independent film cannot suffer those setbacks as easily as a B movie, and neither one can suffer it as easily as primary production.
Right.
Right. In fact, primary production, if it's too big of a deal, they'll just close the book. They'll write it off at the end of the year, and we'll never see any bit of that movie. They won't go back to it.
It's happened so many times.
So many times. Indie film, though, this is it. This is blood and bone and flesh. Something big like that were to happen, you have to fucking make it work.
You do?
You have to. Because you can't dump all that money in. You can't go to any investors you might have had and say, well, shit happens. The playground is very different.
You cannot scrap the whole project.
No. When we were watching Beowulf and we interviewed everybody, when Bella got sick, so they had to swap in, and it worked out good.
It did.
But that's just kind of the thing that happens. And the big takeaways of this are the cinematography, number one, because David is just so good at it.
It's every one of David's movies. We're like, oh, the cinematography.
It's what would the word be? Cinematography porn. It's just so good, right? It's like you sit down. We own the Redwood movies, and we can get the other one. Like Attack of the Herbals is out there for anybody on YouTube. I encourage you to watch it if you haven't already.
Right.
And go back and listen to our episode on it. Listen to the David Ryan Keith and Liam Matheson interviews.
And the ghost one, what is that? In Darkness? What is? I can't remember the name of it.
Ghost in the Dark.
That's the one. Yeah.
But it is every time I sit down to watch something, because I've watched it in bed. I'm going to throw a Redwood on.
Sure.
It's just, I know I'm getting into this really salacious visual that has nothing to do with the characters or the story. I just love watching good cinematography. Like this is thought, this is planned, and it's crafty or creative, and it's technically proficient, but it's also unique. Because all these people that we know are technically proficient in their craft. But with technically proficient, you can also do things different enough to get your signature in and make it you. And, one's not better than the other. It's just,
Well, there are actors who are really excellent at acting. There are actors who trained for years and years and years to become excellent at acting. There are actors who just have that something.
Yes.
And that I'm not minimizing the amount of work that they put in to their craft, right? And there's something to say for you do a thing enough times, then you become very good at it, right? But I also truly believe that there are people out there who just have a gift for a thing.
this is where they needed to end up.
Right. Right. And you still, even if you have a gift for painting or drawing or writing or whatever it is, you still need to put a lot of work into it to become excellent at it.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Yes.
But there is no replacing that inherent instinct for what looks good. And I think that David has that.
Yeah. I mean, you can learn to do any of the stuff having to do with film, right? But there are those people, like you said, they were born with it. And at some point they cross paths with it. And it's like, oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Right. But there are people who weren't born with it and have openly say, hey, I sucked. First 5 years, I almost, I left LA. I was so fucking bad. But then I, got my shit together, dove into it and worked the craft, And I mean, we know hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, not personally, but we know, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of actors who have played, different things in movies. Like I think of like Tom Sizemore. He's never really been like the go-to guy, but he was, the backup guy to Heat, and he's behind Al Pacino and
right.
But he was good at what he did, and whatever the things are about who gets where and what stuff. I mean, there are people who are being lauded as like, Hollywood royalty. And I look at it and I'm thinking, I'd rather watch a third grade play than to see this man or woman in anything, because they're not good. But that's why we do this podcast, because Hollywood is not where you go find the great shit. Great shit is everybody who is struggling to get it done.
Oh yeah.
And there's a lot of actors who did indie film. A lot of actors who, Bruce Campbell, B-movie master.
B-movie king.
Right? He's fucking wonderful.
Yeah.
I don't want to see him leading a Marvel type movie. I don't want to see him in a tentpole film, because they're not going to let him be him. They're going to shape him into the marketing and the bullshit and the stuff. I want Bubba Hotep all the way.
Right. I want Army of Darkness, Bruce Campbell.
God, yes. Because that is where he rocks.
Yeah.
And when he did television, awesome.
Oh, that's right. He did that. It was
Burn Notice. I would love to see David directing Bruce. I would shit myself with such joy. That would be wild.
Interesting.
That would be wild. Could you see Bruce in like Attack of the Herbals, elevated, like at David's current level of skill and resources? Bring in Bruce.
I mean, I think that would be a good combo.
Wish list.
I couldn't see Bruce in something like Redwood.
Oh no, not a horror.
Yeah,
like that. More like Attack of the Herbals, like I said, because it's funny as shit. I mean, he could have played any number of people in there. Especially the dad. You're trying to kill me, woman. It tastes like this. The music is very different. It does. So, like I said before, when we got the rough cut, it just had all kinds. But I even told him, I said, actually, this music that you picked that's
pretty good.
It's pretty good, but he did get it elevated.
Yeah,
which is kind of cool, and it did sort of change the tune a bit. The difference between what we saw and after he colored it, the color correction. God damn. It was good, and then it was just like, fucking, whoa. Here you go, dude. It was really good.
It was.
I mean, yeah.
I think standout actor for this film is Adam.
Adam?
Yes. Because he was very charming, very outgoing, very likable.
Mm-hmm.
Even after you found out like what he was, I was still like, but he's like,
he sucked you in, did he?
He did, yeah.
I tell you what, he made me laugh.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few moments where it's, that's the other thing too. David always manages to find a way to put something light in,
A little humor.
right? Just to
You know.
kind of, it's okay, guys. It's okay.
Yeah, you don't have to take it so seriously.
But usually he does that when it's like, you don't need to take it seriously. Take a breath. It's okay, because shit's about to get fucking sinister.
That's true. That's very true.
You see enough of the work and you're like, oh, here it comes. The bad guy made it funny. Oh, shit. So I Am Rage.
I Am Rage.
Excellent movie. Excellent visuals, the acting, the choreography, and, kudos to David for getting to do the thing he's always wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's always magnificent. We celebrate that. And listeners, you should too, because that's the other thing, secret to this business. It's frustrating as fuck seeing everybody else get something that you want and you haven't been able to get to yet. But if you don't celebrate it, you're never going to make it. You have to find it in you to celebrate somebody's success.
Well, you have to remember, if you're the type of person who sees your friends in the business or people you don't know in the business or someone who you met at one point be successful, if you have trouble with that, you have to remember them being successful does not take away from you.
Not one bit.
Right?
Not one bit. And plus you want people to, celebrate your success.
Yeah.
If you're a dick to everybody, you're going to like, ooh, I got the part, or I got the funding, and I, finished this fucking cut, and I'm going to, put it to a festival or distribute it or something. You're going to be standing alone in your closet because, you're such a bitch to everybody.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
We recently made the finals in a screenplay contest that we entered.
Mm-hmm.
We were in the final 11,
yes.
I believe, out of 1,300 scripts that had entered.
Yeah.
We didn't win the contest, but I am so happy for the person who did win because the prize was getting that film made.
Yes.
With a guaranteed $10,000 budget. It's a short film.
Yeah.
And, And was I a little bummed? Sure. But I know, because I know our script was good.
Yes.
So I know the person who won it, their script must have been also very good. And I'm glad that somebody, I'm glad these contests exist and, people can win them and get their, get their foot in the door somewhere.
Well, it's not even so much the foot in the door is, even though we didn't win, someone did, and it's going to get made. And it's one more railroad tie set onto the ground.
Yeah.
Right. And the tracks are going to be laid upon it, and another one. Because when someone succeeds in this business at whatever it is they're doing, that just keeps paving the way for the rest of us.
Yeah.
Right. Who are there. And we're laying down ties too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's the whole thing is whatever you're doing, that's what's happening. Yeah. So you gotta be in it for it, and we could, pause it. We've had, talked with people about contests and stuff, sometimes it's not the level of the script, it's everybody's mood, or it's the thing,
right.
We do it with pitches. Like we did a pitch and we got solid marks on it.
We
right.
did. And the person said, I'm only passing because I already have a project that
in
is
that
in space.
Yes. And it's like, fuck.
Yeah. I mean,
how do you get that close? And then all of a sudden just, clapper closes on your genitals. Ouch. But hey, that's the business. And that's what we keep talking about. Suck it up. That's the only thing you can do. We don't need to talk pretty about it anymore. Just grow up. It sucks. It's terrible. But if this is really what you want to do, you're going to eat every bowl of shit that served you until the one day you get to do it. And
we're going to watch every film David ever makes and every film our friends, the Pondo Boys, ever make. And every film that, Ryan Kruger ever makes.
Silas
and everybody.
Yep, Alex.
That we know and love and care about in this business because they're doing it.
Yeah. Someone makes a movie, you watch it. And we've watched some stinkers lately, just as casual watching. But some of them, I think we're going to go back and revisit.
I'll tell you what, this horror movie I will not name that we're in the middle of that we've been watching.
Oh, that I took off
since
of
last night.
Up Next.
It was good. It was bad.
Yeah.
Really bad. But like in an entertaining way.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, a lot of it has to do with mood, but we'll talk about that in another episode.
I mean, that's true.
So here's the point, folks, where I say head to our Patreon, patreon.com/Bravo for the B-side. Or if you want to be a little more general, patreon.com/Lords of Misrule Productions. Probably want to do the B-side one. It's a little shorter. Please become a patron. $5 a month. Sign up for, you don't have to sign up for both. If you want to, not going to stop you. But, like we said in the last episode, we're going to keep pushing this. We would like to see money coming in so we can end the year after year after year, not deep in the red, just to put out a simple podcast, like to have that elevated to at least break even would be
come out even. Yeah.
Also, like, subscribe, whatever buttons you have.
Yeah.
On your player.
Share, our episodes with your friends.
Yep. Share it. If you are in the biz, reach out to us. info@lordsofmisworldproductions.com. Tell us about what you're working on. Tell us about something you did. Tell us something about what you're doing. Tell us who you are, what you are. Maybe we'll have you in the show, but we will always take a serious look at anything that you send us. Bottom line is we have to be able to see it.
Yes.
Right? Like, Love Song isn't in distribution, but it's out there, and they gave us a password to see the movie. We need to be able to see it, and we'll talk about it. We'll be honest.
Well, and also on that, we've interviewed directors, actors, writers, etc. We also at one point interviewed someone who is a script doctor.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't even need to be in, You
don't need to be making movies.
Right.
You can be peripherally involved. We will talk to musicians. We will talk to composers, because there's just everything going on at any level. If you're like hardcore indie, like it's just you.
Yeah.
And that's all you've got. Or if you're, in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And you're in the B movie circuit,
You a CGI artist, are you? We're interested in talking to everybody who does any one of the million moving parts of filmmaking.
Because we love movies.
Yes.
We just love them. And
I love learning more about them, and you love learning more about them. And we do this podcast so that everybody can learn more about them.
Yeah.
So
hit those Patreon marks, please. Website, lordsofmisworldproductions.com. Patreon links are there. Our web podcast episodes are there. We are on Apple, Spotify, blah, 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 blah.
All the regular ones.
Most of the one. There's a couple like that. I don't know. Like, I think it was Deezer. I couldn't get back on because they have this whole thing going on now. But anyway, we're out there. If you can't find us anywhere, it's on the website. And bottom line is you join Patreon. Just have a login to Patreon. You don't have to become a patron. All of our episodes are on our Patreon page and available to anybody and everybody. Right? So there it is. But we appreciate your listening. We really do. And yeah, just, give us some money, man. Because we're here.
Support the show so we can continue to do it.
Yeah, we're not looking for a lifestyle. We're doing this because we want to help support indie film. We want to help support B movies. We want to help support movies, and everyone involved.
So, go watch I Am Rage.
Yes.
Check out our Patreon.
What is it on? I forgot to write it down. What did we watch it on? Was it
Tubi?
Tubi.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so presently it's on Tubi.
It's also available for rent on Amazon.
On Amazon, yeah.
And you can buy it probably anywhere, really.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's out there. All right.
Until next time.
Eastsiders. Thank you for listening. We will talk to you soon.
Bye.